Yo, what's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk to you guys about the 5 golden rule of real estate investing. But before we do that, okay, do me a favor. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me, okay? And also turn on the notification bell so you guys can actually get notified when the next video we're going to drop, all right? With that, all right, let's dive in. Rule number 1 on real estate investing, right? The golden rule. 1, you got to buy right. All the money made is in the buy, not in the sale, people. People get all twisted up. They think, I'm going to buy this deal, I'm going to make it up in the back end. No, you got to buy right at the beginning. And then the back end, when you sell it, if you did it right, you're going to make good money. If you don't buy it right and you praying for the back end to save you, this is where everybody right now is getting hurt right now in this 2003 market. So many investor and builder I know that basically have been investing in this last cycle, 20, 21, 22, they're losing their ass off right now because of that reason, because they didn't buy right and then they were hoping that the market keep going up and the market didn't turn. Let me give you an example. I bought a property over here in the north section of Seattle. It was a 3-lot plat and I had to make sure that I bought this thing right. And the owner went back and forth and I had to basically say, look, the only way it's going to work for me, I got to buy it at this price for me to buy these 3 lots because it's going to take me 2 years to plan and permit it and get it built out. I got to buy at this price, otherwise I'm walking. Finally, we came to a price where I feel good about. We bought the property, we built it out, and then we had it for sale here in the end of 2022, which is the worst time because we're in the recession in 2022 and it happened to be December, which is one of the worst months to sell a home in. Well, we had to lower the price. At the end of the day, we end up selling it. We still made good money because I bought it right. If I didn't buy it right with the 22 recession and selling in December, it would probably wipe me out on all the profit and I might even have to come to the table bringing money to close. And this is the key on buying it right. Remember, all the money is made in the buy, not in the sale. Rule number 2, location. You probably heard that 1,000 times. And I don't think people understand this. There is always location, what I call A, B, and C. A's are a really good area, what I call them good appreciation and good rent, high rent, let's call it, okay? And then all the way down to like, C's and D where there's low appreciation and low rent. If you're ever going to invest in real estate for long term, you want to stay in the area, at least A and B, where you get good appreciation and good high rent and high cash flow. And when you get good high rent, you're going to get cash flow. I made the mistake when I was younger where I went and bought area where it has relatively low appreciation and you're not going to get high rent. And what happened is I kept these property for probably 10, 20 years. And by the time I sold these property, I didn't make that much money off the property after so many years holding it. The rent was decent because the price was low, but the problem was I know I'm always going to tempt everyone upsell my property one day to get into a better area. Because when you start, you always want to buy the area that's got cheap price point. And what comes along with cheap price point is low rent. And eventually when you start having some more money, you want to trade up to get better area. I had too many property I bought in the what I call the low appreciation, low rent. And by the time I sold it, the appreciation didn't go much up as high as I like it to be. So I didn't have that much equity in it as much as I like it to be. But I learned to be patient. I can buy some of that at the beginning and then trying to save money and buy something a little better. Otherwise, you have too many of them in those areas. When you ever want to upgrade them, you're not going to have that much equity to upgrade them into a better area, okay? This is why you got to know those areas, low appreciation, low rent, they're good for flipping. You buy a good deal, you just flip it and be done with it. But if you ever want to buy property for rent, you want to get area where it had decent appreciation and decent high rent. So you can actually have appreciation and you can have good rent. And those that have property are always going to do well in the long run. Got it? Rule number 3. You have to understand your market, your particular market. I'm a big advocate on staying in an area that you know well. I see so many people out investing all across the United States, and it takes time to understand those markets all across the United States. So if you're going to start out, try to invest in property in your own backyard, okay? Now, if you're fortunate enough, you can find property that's not too cheap and not too expensive. I know some people who live in a very expensive area, but maybe close to your area, maybe you can find an area that's more, what I call middle class. instead of flying all across the country, okay? I want to tell you this. When I started real estate, what I used to do, I used to go to all the open houses. I want to know what they selling for. I want to know what they sell for in this neighborhood, what this neighborhood, this neighborhood, this neighborhood, or that area, this area. And I also want to know, right, how much dollar per square foot they selling for in this area, this area, this area, and this area. I also want to look at to see, right, how the condition. This is a really nice remodel. This is a brand new construction. And I want to know the value of each one of the remodel in the area, what they sell for, so I get a good idea. Because if I ever gonna rehab houses, I know in this area I can't overbuilt. In this area, I don't want to underbuilt, okay? So I need to know that. I also wanted to know what is a typical cost to rehab a home in this area, and this area. All right, I don't want to, in the nice area, I don't want to put the cheap rehab in those areas because then I'm going to do myself disjustice. I also want to know what rent are selling going for in this area, this area, and this area. So what I'm saying is you got to know everything from, purchase price, rehab, what things are selling for ARV in this area, this area, and this area, the type of remodels. And you got to know what kind of rent go for so you understand the whole game before you start buying. Because the worst thing I made when I was younger, I didn't study as well as I should have. When I started investing, I was buying property in area that should have been flipped versus area that I was trying to keep. Now, you guys, I only focus on if this area is for rent to keep, I'm buying this for keep. If this area is for flip, I'm only going to do it for flip. And I know my market. Rule number 4, you got to have a good team. I call it the A team. Now, if you're a real estate investor, you're going to need a good realtor in your side that know about your market and they know about real estate investing also, okay? 2, you need a good banker. You need a banker that can do traditional takeout loan. You need a hard money lender and you need a commercial lender. 3, you need a good general contractor, a handyman, a builder. You need those folks in your pocket. You need architect. You need surveys, right? You need inspector. You need interior designer. You need all these people that make up what it takes to actually buy a house, remodel it, get it ready for rent. You need a good property manager, okay? The better your team is, the less headache you have. The worse your team is, the more headache you're going to have, and you might not want to be in this business. The best way to find these type of people, folks, is to go network with other people in your space. Okay, if you're in your local area, go to all the local meetup in your area, find out who are they using for all their A team, right? And then if you go to other area, if you invest in the other area, go find out who they use in those area for bankers and property manager. That way you have an A team in every area. For me, I spend most of my time in Seattle, so I got my A team here in Seattle. That way you can actually scale your business without actually killing yourself. Rule number 5. Which is one of the most important rules, is mindset. In anything you do in life, personal, sports, business, 80% is mindset, 20% is the action, okay? In real estate, you got to have the mindset. You got to understand, folks, this real estate game, it's a long game. You can't just jump into real estate and expect to make a gazillion dollars, because you don't know everything about real estate yet. The more you learn, the more you earn. Just remember that, okay? There is 2 type of mindset you gotta have in real estate investing. One is I call a short-term mindset. The other one's called a long-term mindset. Short-term mindset is basically you buying property, you fixing them up, and you just flip them and selling. Or you wholesale. Well, that's what I call the short-term mindset. You in and you out quickly. But remember, all the wealth is made in long-term. Flipping business, wholesale business, you can be rich. Remember, being rich is trading your time for money. Being wealthy is trading your money back for time. Everybody in a perfect world wants to move toward being wealthy, because who want to work for the rest of their life? So sometimes you have to basically, trade your time to make money at the beginning, flipping houses, wholesale, because you don't have a lot of money to actually own real estate, the asset yet, to keep as rental. So this is why I said the mindset is when you get into this business, you want to do both. You might at the beginning do a lot more wholesaling and some flipping to make some money so you can own real estate, because you got to have some down payment to own real estate, okay? Here's the mindset I see a lot of people are falling short. They say that
I flipped 50 homes a year. I made a lot of money.
I asked them,
well, how many of those houses did you actually kept?
And they said none. And I said, are you stupid or something? How are you going to flip all those houses and not keep any one of them? The biggest regret most investors tell me is they wish they would have kept more of their property that they flipped. Look, if you're going to flip 50 houses, at least half of them you should keep. The other half you should actually flip for cash so you can actually live, have money to get bank financing. For me, you guys, I was doing that. I was flipping half and saving half, and I started buying rental. Eventually today, majority of the property I do, I keep for long term, and then some small amount of them, I actually end up just selling them off so I can get cash. But the name of the game, folks, is mindset long term. Remember, when you invest long term, it's a marathon race, not a sprint. It takes time to own real estate. It takes time to accumulate the number of property. Then it takes time to pay them down so you can really see the massive, massive passive income. To understand this early, go make a lot of wholesale, go flip and make a lot of money. The sooner you can start owning real estate, the better. Because you guys can actually start building your long-term net worth now. You can start building that cash flow now. If you don't start now, by the time you're 50, 60 years old, you don't have enough rental property, you're going to have to work until you're old and die. All right, so that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoy the 5 golden rule of real estate investing. If you like this, please give me a like. Comment below what you guys think of this. If you got questions, thoughts about it, please comment below. Let me know. And again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button for me, okay? And turn on the notification bell for the next video when we drop. Other than that, have an awesome day. Peace.